You know, I've talked about the 40-day and 40-night challenge, and all of these things. I don't know if I don't know if I'm alone in what I'm experiencing right now, but I'm seeing things now tied together that I didn't know exactly how they all tied together. I'm seeing them all come together now. What we've gone through together as a group for restoring honor and restoring courage. You know, what was restoring honor? Restoring honor was get back to God, 40-day and 40-night challenge. If you haven't taken that, please do it today. Start today. There's one thing I have learned here recently is when you have a prompting, it's no longer good enough to say, yeah, I'm going to do that. I should do that. I'm going to do that. No, do it now. When you feel inside of you, I have to do this, do it now. Do not delay. Do it now. And exercise that muscle because you're going to need it, and you're going to need it in a big way. 40-day, 40-night challenge. Be honorable. Pick up your staff. Know why you were born at this time. That was the first step. The next one was courage. Do you have the courage to call out the bad guys to their face? Do you have the courage to stand at the foot of the Al-Aqsa Mosque at the Temple Mount in Israel, where all of the world's powers will array against you? Do you have the courage to stand up and say, hear me now. You come through me, because they're not alone. I'm with them. Do you have the courage to do that? Last summer was about do you have the will to serve? Do you have the will to be responsible for your brother? Will you help? Not, even though they're chastising you, even though they're making fun of you, even though they're calling you names, no matter what they say, will you serve? Those three things were really important, and they're now coming together, and it's about time to use all three of those things. And I haven't known how they come together. I still don't really know exactly, but I want to read something from Hugh Stafford now. Hugh is a guy who I'm hoping that I can meet his family, and I want to bring him in on the TV show. Because after restoring honor in Washington, his family came and they delivered in my New York studios a shoebox, and the shoebox sat there for like 3 weeks on my desk. And I didn't even know where it came from. Somebody came in and said, hey, we got this from somebody. You should look at this, because we get all kinds of stuff. So it sat there before I could do it. And I was going, I think, on a vacation, and I thought, okay, let me just clear off all my desk. And I looked at the shoebox, and in the shoebox were all of these writings on the back of cigarette packages, Vietnamese cigarette packages. And I started to read a few of them, and I didn't even know what it was, because the letter was, at the bottom of the box or something. And I'm reading these, and I'm like, these are profound. And I realized they were written by Commander Hugh Stafford, who was in the Hanoi Hilton in Vietnam. He was a prisoner of war. Now tell me that this doesn't relate to the girls in Ohio. Don't dread suffering. It only makes it worse. Anticipate it, predict it, even exaggerate it in your anticipation of it. Don't fight a neurosis or a symptom of one. It may be a friend in disguise, a mere symptom of a deeper disturbance rendered less severe by it. A neurosis may well be a vital protective shield. Detach yourself from it, predict it, exaggerate, laugh at it. It can safely and effectively be ridiculed away, but not torn away. Try to find meaning in every circumstance. Meaning varies with the individual and with every circumstance. With him, or with me, it may vary by the hour. The meaning for a particular moment may simply be to endure that moment in a manner in which you can be proud of. But beware of false pride. Don't expect too much. Perhaps in retrospect, It will show that it was meaningful enough just to have endured, to have survived, to try. Perhaps at the end of it, it is just as meaningful to look back and say, I tried, as it would be to say, I succeeded. That is just one of these brilliant pieces written on the back of Vietnamese cigarette packages, as he was given a pack of cigarettes and cut them open carefully and wrote the meaning of life on the inside. At the top of the hour, I will share what he wrote for the return trip home, what it felt like to be rescued, what he was afraid of, and what he felt he had to anticipate. Because that's what those girls are going through right now. I said at the NRA convention that what people have mocked us with, the president mocked us and said when people get scared, they grab on and cling to their God and their guns. I can't tell you that I'm not afraid. I can tell you that I'm not ruled by fear, because I know the source of fear. But I can't tell you that I look forward to dark things happening in America, or me even having to report on dark things happening in America. I'm tired of it. I want it to end. But I will speak. I will stand. And I will not comply. And I will do so with love and peace and as much gentleness as I can muster. A test of a man is how he performs while under stress. And I am sorry to say that I have been failing that in the last few weeks. I have been grumpy and not my best self. But I am working on it. And I sure would like to know that there are others that are feeling the same way and working on it as well. I have no problem if you want to say I cling to my God and my guns. My God is my rock. And guns are at the very core of our foundation. So yes, I cling to them. Because in the end, I was going to say they are the only thing real, but there's only one thing that's real. And I will cling to him every possible step. I hope that in the end that's all I can see. Man's freedom is being snuffed out all around the globe. It's amazing to me that the Chinese and the Russians are actually encouraging their population to buy gold. We are discouraging. I find it fascinating that all of our founders and every single president up until this one has warned about special interests getting involved with the government and it becoming tyranny. And this president is saying pay no attention to those voices who warn of tyranny. The West has gone to sleep. Let me say a special message to the preacher and to those who are God-fearing individuals. The English came over here, and the first ones to die, the first ones to be killed, the first ones to be burned alive were the preachers. were the die-hard religionists. Why? Because they were teaching that you answered to God and God alone. They were teaching the truths that were so clear that they were declared self-evident. Do you think in our society the preachers are going to be the first to be rounded up? Do you think the preachers are going to be the first? Are they the ones getting the heat? They're not. It's the Tea Party that's getting the heat. It's the 9/12 Project that's getting the heat. That's who's getting the heat. Where are the preachers? Where are they? Was it Rosa Parks that did this? Or was it Martin Luther King standing with other preachers and other rabbis? We all have eternal consequences. We will all, at the end of the day, be asked. But preachers, I don't know what your excuse is. Is it that well, if I start to speak out, I can reach a bigger audience. I know that excuse. I almost took it myself. If I don't say certain things, I can reach a bigger audience. That's a pretty seductive one. I know. Wrong choice. It's not really about even your voice. In the end, it's about you. We all have a role to play. And there are going to be those who will pick up a gun. There will be those who want to overthrow the government on both the left and the right. There will be those that want to kill people and cause death and destruction and chaos. Who will stand against it? Who will stand against that if not us? Who will stand for man's freedom if not us?